So I'm going to talk about the test today. And this is from the summary we have on the website. One of the most widely printed and quoted statements of business ethics in the world is the Rotary four-way test. It was created by Rotarian Herbert Taylor in 1932 when he was asked to take charge of the Chicago-based Club Aluminum Company, which was facing bankruptcy. Taylor looked for a way to save the struggling company mired in depression caused financial difficulties. He drew up a 24-word code of ethics for all employees to follow in their business and professional lives. The four-way test became a guide for sales, production, advertising, and all relations with dealers and customers, and the survival of the company was credited to this simple philosophy. Herb Taylor became president of Rotary International during 1955. The four-way test was adopted by Rotary in 1943 and has been translated into more than 100 languages and published in thousands of ways. The message should be known and followed by all Rotarians of the things we say and do. And I just love that. So we close our meetings every time with that. It's more than just words on a banner or some kind of rhyming thing someone came up with. It truly was genuinely an effective tool to move people to change an organization. Now to continue to change a major international organization. I think it's really cool. Only on Zoom next week.
Good morning, everybody. We've got Don Barr and Lynette Holtz here with us from Candlelight Ranch. Just a quick, Candlelight Ranch's mission, if you don't mind me quoting, is to provide educational and nature-based experiences to families and children of all abilities and needs to learn, explore, and heal. So, and I promised that the bios I would do would be short, sweet, and to the point because they didn't want me to get too long with them. But Lynette comes, she is the program director. She was born or raised up in Electra. Is that correct? I did listen this morning. She went to school, college at Midwestern State University, where she got a BA in humanities and a master's in literature. So she talks about being computer illiterate, but I bet you put a book in her hands and she's right at home. So, and then I've got I'm only semi-computer literate. So Don is one of the co-founders, and Don was raised in Houston, and he spent his summers with his grandparents at a farm north of Lampasas. So he's an outdoors guy at heart. Went to school at A&M and never went back to Houston, so good for him. He stayed out here in the Hill Country, was in the Kerrville area before getting involved with Candlelight Ranch. So with that, invite both of you up for tell us more about Candlelight Ranch. Okay. Perfect.
All right, thank you. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Anyway, we really appreciate getting to come out here and have breakfast with you guys. Thank you so much. I'm just going to give you some quick history. Lynette really takes care of things overseas and the programs especially. And Candlelight Ranch was really, I don't want to call it an accident, but we bought this property to make it a family retreat and have a place to go for the holidays and things like that. And after just a little while, we started thinking, well, gee, we could do 156 acres is quite a bit. And there was actually, this piece of property is really kind of special because it was the headquarters and the homestead location for the Turner Ranch. This property was settled mid-1800s, and 9 children were born in that cabin. And so we felt very fortunate to find it and invest in it. And probably within about 6 months after doing it, I'm going to regress back to my story and a little bit. We did spend, in addition to spending summers near Lampasas, we would get about a month at a boys camp near Kerrville, where I ended up being for 18 years when I was too old to be a camper. I was back as a work boy, and then a counselor, and then finally the camp director, and so camping just became part of my summers and activities like that and being outdoors. And at some point it just hit me, gee, maybe we can do something with this property more than enjoy it just when our kids are here and stuff like that. So I mentioned to my wife that idea. My brother was all for it. Jerry hadn't gone to camp, so she wasn't really as all for it. She said, that's fine with me, as long as we do it for the kids that don't have the opportunity to go to camp. And what she was really interested in was kids who had terminal kind of conditions and things like that. We're kind of an outdoor nature thing is kind of laid out. And so our goal is to get kids outdoors and now families as well. We deal more and more with family groups. We have a military Sunday once a month where veterans or guys that are in service or women bring their families and come out. These are free. We don't charge. We charge very little for whatever we do, but the way we function and what I guess the important thing I wanted to say was we function with volunteers. We were initially an all volunteer. We didn't charge any fees for the groups to come out to do. And it hadn't changed a whole lot. We raised a lot of money through grants and other types of things, but the way we survive is with volunteers who come out and help in various ways, serve lunches, come out for a work day, whatever. And then it's been, I don't know, for some reason the right people keep getting on the bus and we just keep getting better and better. It seems like as what we do, we have full-time staff now, and I'm just going to turn it over to Annette, let her tell you more about what happens when kids actually get out there. Thank you.
Thanks to Don, another co-founder, his brother Randy Barr. They have just recently put the whole, it's 120 acres now, into a Colorado River Land Trust. So the land will be preserved forever, which is a big deal to us. The Candlelight Ranch part we have 41 acres of that where the kids get to come. So you got my slide thing? A minute. So, like I can't see it on here, but it doesn't matter, I can talk about it. So we do serve about between 1,500 to 1,800 kids and family members a year. So we serve quite a few. We get them everywhere from south of San Antonio down Pleasanton. It's an autistic group that comes all the way up to Dallas. But our main group that we want to serve is here in this area and in Travis County. So you can go ahead. So it talks about the bottom one there, survivors of trauma. They just told us that Alan Garrett is on with your group and stuff. So his wife's group, Phoenix Center, used to come out. So we were their home space until they got their new place. That's how we kind of got involved with the trauma kids in the first place. And now we deal with another group that has 42 kids that come out. And sometimes the stories, ones that we have coming on Friday, for instance, the kids saw their dad shoot their mom, kill her. He's still alive. And so it just, the stories, everyone has their own stories, but some of the kids we work with, it's just, and then they just come out and they have a fun day, kayaking and doing stuff. It's amazing that they can actually enjoy life like that. And that's what we're here to get them. So the other ones we work with, Don mentioned foster families. Austin Angels is one that we work with a lot. There's a lot of families here in Marble Falls. We actually sponsor a family here in Marble Falls. There's a lot of families in Burnett and Burnett shows that come out through that group as well. And I love that y'all do the adoption day. I actually had not heard about that y'all sponsor that, which is kind of cool. We work with foster kids also out of Helping Hand Home. For any of those, I see some heads nodding. So you work with foster kids. And what's been a pleasure to see with that is because a lot of times when the foster kids go into those residential type situations, they don't get adopted. But we have an Austin Angels family, single dad, that just adopted 3 teenagers out of Helping Hand Home. So for those of y'all who know them, it's a handful, and they come out every chance they get. So it's great. Military veterans, Don mentioned that already. We do that once a month, and we just had Exfil. Y'all familiar with them? They're out of Kingsland. Sandra Galen is their counselor, and they come out from Friday through Sunday and do long. Really, we started with kids only, and then we started seeing it really helps if the families come with them so they see what the kids learn. During COVID, we served just one family at a time, almost every day. We realized how much it meant to them. We work with a lot of autistic kids, and it's been maybe 7 years ago, I do equine therapy, and I was working with an 18-year-old nonverbal autistic young man, working with one of our horses, and he started humming and making a noise. So I was excited, told his counselor. She called the mom. The mom basically told me I was imagining or lying or something to that effect. And it just helped us realize they really need to be able to see what's happening too in order to really get the joy and stuff. In that case, I was able to get a video of it and send it to her. But so we started bringing the families out as well, and that's made a big impact. And so we'll do the kids separate some and then bring the families out with them. This Saturday, we have a new group from Dell Children's Hospital, and they're bringing their families. And this is the first time they said, it's called Camp in Motion. So they're all physically challenged. And this is the first camp that their parents actually get to attend with them. So they're excited about that. Usually I just talk about used to saying, oh yeah, so the children in nature, that is our focus. We don't have any indoor space. Thanks to Becky for coming out and helping us set up. She kind of saw the layout. We have a wonderful wheelchair accessible tree house and a covered pavilion and stuff as our activities are outside. So that's fun. And a lot of the kids just don't ever get to see or enjoy nature. As someone who grew up outside, I'm always come surprised how many kids are taught to be afraid of nature. So it's not something that's instinctive to a child. It's they're taught that. And so to see them come out with their families, it's a lot of fun, having fun. Chillville is probably the only one on here that does it. Might not make sense to you. That's a water accessible area. They can just pull ropes on each other, dump water. It's a lot of fun. We are on Lake Travis, but every once in a while it goes almost dry in our cove. So we have to have other ways to get the kids wet and have fun. Yeah, all of the other ones, regular camp programs, archery, horses, all that stuff that they just love. Our zip lines are wheelchair accessible. Today we'll be doing the Burnett Life Skills group. And so even those that are not able, we just lift them up and put them in our zip line. So that's a lot of fun for kids that usually don't get to have those kind of experiences. It's all right, I'm just waiting for the thing. Wow. There we go, it just comes. That one, that the picture of, it's a fun one on our high ropes course. It's called Jacob's Ladder or Dangling Duo, whatever. It's one where you really have to do teamwork. The kids that are in that picture are part of our trauma group. It's called Camp Dreamcatcher. And they've all been through sexual or physical abuse. And again, they come out, these kids have been coming out now 7 years. And it's a 3-day camp in the summer. And they have a blast. And then they continue to come out for our family days. We have one coming up. If anyone wants to volunteer, it's on December the 4th. Is our holiday event for the trauma kids. We have a Santa, someone donates gifts, just a lot of fun to interact with them. Get to meet this family. It's a family, those two kids are a family of 14 adopted kids. Their parents are amazing. I can't imagine having 14 kids, ages 2 to 18. So they have their hands full. That's a fun event. And on December 5th, that's a Sunday, we have our military holiday family event. And we always need volunteers, like Don said. That's how we run. We only have 3 full-time staff members at the ranch, and one, she just does a great job maintaining the ranch. So our programming all has to do with volunteers. You can read, I don't need to read all the names of the groups there too, but we do serve about 36 different groups. And we're always, if you have new ones, you always can recommend them to come out to us. Yeah, when I first came on, you can see here that only 5% of our money comes from facility rentals. When I first came on, we didn't have that many grants, so we were always struggling a little bit. We've gotten a lot of good support now, and it really helps that we get so much of ours from not just fundraising now, but also from grants. So whether it's small ones or big ones, we continually look for and achieve a lot of our stuff. And we just build one thing at a time in order for that to happen. But the groups like the ones coming out today from Burnett, We just do it by donation only. So any group's welcome. If they don't have the money, still send them out to us. We welcome them. So yeah, and the audit, I think it's a big deal. And what is it per dollar? Is it 91 cents? I think.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, it's over 90 cents per dollar that when it's donated to us, goes straight programming. I know a lot of nonprofits, they can't achieve that. So we're really, really proud of that fact. That's pretty unusual for most nonprofits. The fun local one coming up is, and become a volunteer. Y'all can talk to me. I can talk all day about needing volunteers. Zip line. Did you get to see the zip lines, Becky? We put you to work setting up for our fundraiser. But one thing we always need help with, we do trainings twice a year, is people to come out and help us run the zip lines. Ours are a pretty simple one, like I said, because they can have kids in wheelchairs, so it just goes down gradually. Don't have to climb any ladders like we do on a lot of them. But it takes 7 people to fully run it. So we have 3 of them. So that's a fun thing to come out for training. And then probably 3 or 4 times a week, you have an opportunity to come. All we ask is that you come out 5 times in a year to help if you do go through that training. We need help setting up things like what Becky did. And it's pretty rewarding to come to the military when we do the meals for them or something. Anyway, ongoing needs for that. The chili cook-off is probably the most fun event that we have out at the ranch. It's a car show and a chili cook-off. I know there's a lot of chili cook-offs in this area, but ours is a lot of fun. A little bit of competition like at all of them. But you get to come out and see the ranch for the kids. We have zip lining and stuff going on during that event. And it is March the 6th this time. And does anyone know where we're located? Do y'all see our sign? That's something we probably should have mentioned. We're on 1431. It still says Marble Falls, but it's, if anyone knows where Cow Creek is, on the way out to Laga Vista, we're this side of Cow Creek. But we are the 41 acres there right on Lake Travis. But the car show and chili cook-off, it's a fun time. I think it's $25 a person, but it's a fun time to bring people out, kind of show them the ranch. And that has the donation thing on there too. But what we really need the most is for y'all to recommend groups that need to come out in nature. You know, just send them to me. I think it's on there somewhere, Lynette at candlelightranch.org. But we're always looking for new groups to serve. You think a family needs a place, just a little respite, we do that too. They can kind of go out and just relax with their family. That happens sometimes where they just need to get away from daily life and stress. So we're always looking, like I said, for volunteers and for new groups to serve. Yeah. And we also do team building. That's a fun thing. We haven't done it with the Rotary Club yet, but corporate groups come out.
You should volunteer to be your first group to come to team building as a Rotary group.
It's a lot of fun, and I work with whoever's going to set it up. We can do just on the ground team building. We can do all the high ropes and stuff, but it is.
Oh, I love that.
Do what?
We got our brains going.
Okay, but that's a lot of fun, and it's a good for like your Rotary retreat or whatever. You know, just get some ideas sparking, and we get to know each other better and have a lot of fun.
I think we need to find out where all the skeletons are.
There you go. I have fun with that. I can work that. Yeah. You all have questions for us?
Yes. How do we volunteer? Tell us how, because we talked about how we volunteer, but here, this doesn't, we need like a 3-pronged approach for this group. Because if one person coordinates it, that doesn't work.
Right.
So we need to have that, plus we need to have people that can go on and volunteer on their own.
Right.
And then how we all want to go do this, but the time comes and goes and we forget and we didn't show up and do it.
Right. So if you want to be a volunteer, email me. Then you do the regular volunteer application form, and on there it lists your interest. So that's for personal, where you can do it on your own. You still will always be representing the Daybreak Rotary. That will always be acknowledged, but you can't get everyone together very often. I realize that. So some may be interested just in ziplining. Some may be interested in helping me with the horses. And we have a precious little donkey that the kids love. Some may want to help with kayaking. We have people that drive from Blanco that come help with the archery. It just, if you have certain interests, or if you want to just come hang out with the kids. Always need someone to help with the art. That's not my specialties. But sometimes it's just helping serve lunch. Big things like what you did for sit up. Those we send out to you. But once you sign up, there's like a sign up, and it has the days and the times. and you just sign up whenever you want to.
So it's a constant feed from you guys?
It's constantly there. So we don't bug you with it all the time. We try to do it quarterly, and when we add new things, it'll pop up. But you just go in and sign up yourself.
Voluntary.
16 and above is best. And we have someone that's 87 that volunteers, so there's no age limit up there. Just, physical abilities. But no, if you come as a family, you can volunteer as a family, and I don't care what age the young ones are. It's just for liability reasons, they have to be 16 and above. For,
Like you do zip line.
that's good though.
We still do them like once a quarter.
Oh, that's true too. Thank you. Yes. Okay. And that's a big one. It's just where y'all can come out together as a group, and we can even tie that in a couple hours with the team building. Or you just kind of beautification. Yeah. But help plant things, help, trim up cedar, things like that. But we do always need that. I'll forget to plug that one out. Yes, you're right. That's right. In order to keep the land looking good, we have to do that all the time. And we used to get big, huge groups that come out and do that. And just after COVID, that dropped off, and then it hasn't really rebuilt. So we're definitely. Any other questions? If y'all want, please just have, if you want to pick up one,